They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah. Beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
What I do? Lace up my shoes, chase W's. Great colored coops. No, I can't be number 2. MVP the league most valuable. They sweet as apple juice. Talking trophies, I done grabbed a few. Can't match this attitude. I wear my heart on my sleeve, please. I move like the wind, can't catch this breeze. Freeze. Stop you in your tracks. It's not no preseason. We seeking W's like Tupac used to throw up.
And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Seattle Seahawks and the Minnesota Vikings. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he elects not to bring this one out as his guys will take over at the 25.
Here we go. 60 Pittsburgh. I got one. Get it.
Sony Michel, his first carry. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Looking to complete it to Pettis, and he's got him. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2.
Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time. X3, 218, chop it.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Michel. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. It's a first down following a gain of 3. Defense had a chance to get off the field here in the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Keeping it on the ground on first, Michel. In on the stop, it was the UCF product, Shaquem Griffin.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Go! Sponge! 22 jet bomber. Check 24. Hit it.
To throw on 2nd down. Herbert. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings.
Here we go, set, 10 Lobo. Check, walk 54. Here we go. Hey, seam 6. Shoot.
On first down, Herbert. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Watch the screen.
Throwing again. Herbert. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 36.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in this paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here in this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone?
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4. At the 30-yard line.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Pull it high.
On the toss, here's Michelle. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
On 1st and 10, Herbert. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Hey, check 20. Topper! Go! 54. Mike, 54.
2nd and 2. That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, got the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage, but now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that has to be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Michelle going to try again. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a 3rd and goal. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
Well, they didn't get in the end zone, but pretty good balance there on the opening drive between the run and the pass.
Yeah, I think that was probably what they wanted to get accomplished right out of the gate. Throw the ball with success, run it, of course, to set the tone. So we saw the offensive coordinator's play sheet, probably wrote himself a little note. Exactly what we wanted to do. Probed it early and got it done.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Hey, tight down. There you go. Shit.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's a gain of 12, 1st down Seahawks. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
On 1st down, it's Cooper. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
Let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Seahawks, nothing.
Check line 54. Line 54. I'm here all day.
Wilson now off the bootleg. They'll roll him out right. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A good pickup there of 22.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Like 380. Like 5-4. Rip right, rip right. 380.
Wilson throwing quickly out to Lockett. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Like 380. Right there, 54 Mike. All you get is a headache. All you get is a headache. Hey, 0, 0, 0. Go, 14.
From the 17, Wilson. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
Like 22, he's coming. 22's coming. Mike. Here we go. Here we go.
Again, Wilson. Flushed out, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Everson Griffin. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
Myers' kick is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. So a return of serve, so to speak, here on the 2nd drive of our game as they respond to that opening field goal with 3 of their own.
I like that. Going a little tennis on me.
I know you. You like to mix it up with sports.
They crack a forehand back out and they get a backhand. What was the serve? What was the return on?
It was a backhand.
I like that.
A really good backhand.
It's a nice top spin on the
little bit.
I love it. Almost a mirror image when you really get down to it. I thought that was pretty good stuff.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
On the ready.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Eight yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
Hey, you got 3, you got 3. 3 down. He's Kyler, 64, weak. Hit it.
Michelle, they toss it out right to him. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down.
Recon, 132 fighter.
They'll run out of the gun with Michelle. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. I actually wrote that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they've wanted to, but I think we'll see more of as this game goes along because they want to continue to take care of that young QB.
Looking to throw. Herbert to Michelle on the screen.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards.
Check. Ready.
Quick throw out to Gordon on the perimeter. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
3rd and 4.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
Hey, Sam off. Check 13. Check 13.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Open man is Pettis. It's complete. And he will be knocked down hard, but he will have the first down. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Hey, Alpha. 5.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. 2nd quarter action, 1:56 remaining. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle 3rd of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it, and they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. all they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. They go play action here on first down. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
From the 24, they'll go again on second and 10. Now Wilson to throw again. He lets it fly for Lockett. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Give them 32 on the play.
I think it's pretty safe to say that initially they had to be thinking about trying to get into field goal range. But after that shot right there, they've got to be thinking bigger right now.
And that was probably their thought offensively. If we hit this, great, let's go for the end zone. If not, settle for a field goal. Looks like they can try to hit pay dirt. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage.
And that run was memorable for only one reason. There's absolutely no place to run with the football. No gaps, no creases, no gain.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. And down to the 27-yard line. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Could we get a touchdown in this first half after all? It's first and 10.
Watch the twist.
Throwing is Wilson. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. DK Metcalf. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks have taken the lead.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead is now 10-3. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fairly short kick, taking it to 14 here. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Let's go.
First and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Inside of a minute left in the half, does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do or, I guess, don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. Second and 19.
Undercrush, undercrush, undercrush. Protein spill. Launch 49. Time to go, night, night. Check 3, check 3. Let's go.
Back to throw. Herbert gonna let it fly for Rudolph. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe you want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted, it's Quentin Dunbar with a pick. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Guys, it's game situation. Let's go. Watch out. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Quit talking about it.
After the interception, here's Wilson. He'll find Metcalf. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down. So 3 seconds here remain in the half on as the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And Myers able to knock it through. So we are at halftime here on Halloween as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Ben Gideon in on the stop.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey, you don't want to see me.
To throw is Wilson. Off the bootleg. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
3rd and 2. Now Wilson dancing to his left. And he's got a man. It's the tight end Howard complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 45-yard line.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
from Viking territory now. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. They run it with Carson. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
At the 46-yard line.
Right there, 54 Mike. One left. They're running it.
On 2nd down, it's Cooper. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. 8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 3rd and 3. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down.
Hey. 54 Mike. Check. Watch 54. All that, baby, all that.
From the shotgun, Wilson. He's going to let this go for the end zone. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle.
Touchdown.
Gary Jennings, his 2nd touchdown on the season. Yeah, the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Take four. 80 weapon.
To throw again. Herbert. That's to his running back, Sony Michel. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Mike's 49. So we got man.
Operating from the gun. Herbert. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 45 and to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
Right there, 54 Mike. Watch the slap. Watch the go. 6 guys.
Now Wilson on first down, being chased out left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Robert Quinn make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Yeah, and that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
I'm coming for you. You must.
Now a give, right side. Akers, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Check. Like 22, he's coming. 22's coming. Mike. Echo. 22.
3rd and long. It's Wilson. And that'll be incomplete. Now, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Go now. 18 Gator. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Bravo. Coming after you. 49. And ready.
Throwing on 1st down. Herbert toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. He was looking for his tight end there, Kyle Rudolph, but it's going to be 2nd down. You got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide-open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Let's put that team on the bus. Leo. Joker. Check.
Looking to throw. Herbert eluding the pressure right. He may try and run for this. 4 yards there as they let him out of the pocket, and he got enough for the 1st.
When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheets, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. Why? He scrambles and picks up a 1st down. But what else does he do? Protects himself by sliding and avoiding the big hit. Double plus, big-time play.
A couple of 1st downs have him to the 40 now on 1st and 10. From the gun, Herbert. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
That's another Vikings 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Herbert. And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Trying to pound it in here with Michel. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line. 2nd and goal.
Greystone travel. Slam. Hey, wahoo!
Here's 2nd and 8. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The linebacker, Bobby Wagner, able to get back in coverage and knock it free. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
At the 30-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
It's our time. Hey, guys, listen. Throw it. Right there. 54, right there. 54 Mike. Right here. That's not.
Now Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Everson Griffith make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Off the bootleg. Wilson. He'll buy some time right. And now he's going to use his legs. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Go left, go left. 54, watch 54. Watch the pass, watch the pass. Here we go, here we go.
To throw again on second down. Wilson buying time to his left. Now he'll pull it down. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up third.
But there was pressure all around him, so the only play was to try and get out of there. I think it was an excellent effort by him just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
The offense on third down tonight, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. They're looking at third in the nose of the football.
Mike by 4, Mike by 4, Mike by 4. Yo, 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 yo.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. It's caught, Lockett. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. They get 17 on that one, move the chains, first down Seahawks.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the fourth, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
Wilson now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's first and 10.
There.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get about 5 here as he'll take this down inside the 20-yard line. Able to stay in bounds, and the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in, and all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
Watch the ship, watch the ship.
They'll keep it on the ground. Cooper, he'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
Don't be mad. Don't be mad. There's more coming. There's more where it came from.
So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a third down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. Here's Carson. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. He needed 3, he got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. Pete Carroll, no stranger to rolling the dice. He'll roll it again. 4th down, they're going for it.
It's outfield. Hey, it's out. Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping.
They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson sliding out of the pocket. O.J. Howard there to make the grab. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
5. 49. 49's the mic. 49's the mic. Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense. Mike.
Throwing again. Herbert. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jadeveon Clowney. He's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues.
40.
Hey, echo.
Mike, 49. Here we go. 49's the mic. Watch 49.
Hey, lock it.
Watch the run. Good shot, baby. That's a baby shot.
Now.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Herbert. He goes full extension, and he's got it. How about 25 yards on 3rd down? They'll take it. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Ready.
Operating from the gun. Herbert. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Well, Charles, it's great to win at home in the NFL. When you win on the road, it's a little extra special, isn't it?
It is, because, let's face it, in most cases, you're not expected to go on the road and win in the National Football League. It just doesn't usually compute. So to get out there, get that done, and then head back to your city with one in the victory column, oh, that's a fantastic feeling.
So for the Seahawks, they remain one of the hottest teams out there as the win moves them to 6-1. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, things are kind of getting ugly as they drop to 1-7 now on the year. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Glen.